Creating a well-written page is very important. Content SEO is king. And that's so true, because when you have a page that's well written, it gives people information that they're desperately looking for. And when you're creating your page, let me just open up this sample page here. When you're creating a page, there are a few things that you want to make sure that you have that goes into your marketing. First, you want to have a title. Your title is very, very important, because this is what people see even before they read the content. So you want to make sure that you have a really catchy title, something that's, attention grabber. When you read it the first time, you just want to find out more about it. And of course, the alias, this is what search engines see. So before a person even gets to this page, or the alias, the title is what they see, and the search engine see the titles, of course the alias as well. So you want to make sure that if you're not using your title for your alias, you can come up with something a little bit more creative. And then you want to have, your tags. Tags are important because it lets people know what's popular on your website. So if you have a content-based website like a blog, for example, you want to create tags so when people come to that page, they know exactly, what the popular subjects are. In my case, these are the tags here, and these are the most popular tags. So once you have a title, you have your alias, and you have your tags, then the next part is you want to create your content. And it's important that before you create a content, you create something that's life transforming. Always aim to create amazing content. And what do I mean by amazing? I'm not talking about in terms of your grammar, using all these big words that you have to have a PhD, like 2,500 PhDs to understand what it means. I'm just talking about writing something that's relatable. Every writer have their own style, so you want to be able to format your own style. You want to be able to use your own style. Don't try to write like someone else. Don't try to do what other people do or how other people do it, because you're not other people. Be creative with your writing. You want, whether you're writing a 300 to 400 word blog or you're writing an 800 word plus, be creative. And once you've created your content, then you want to go over to your meta tags. Make sure that you put in descriptions, because when people are searching for something, let me go back here on Google. And as you can see here, let me go back here. When they're searching for, let's say, home-based business opportunity, once they finally get to it, these are the descriptions that shows up here. And this is the description that's used on the website. So when you're creating it, it's important that you put in the right description, because this is going to help search engines determine what to present to people. If you don't have a description there, then you're losing potential clients. So make sure that your description is very short and accurate. You don't want to have a whole bunch of stuff, because there's a certain limitation of how many words that search engines can show up. If you notice, with all this description, they're about the same number of words. They don't have a whole slew of them. They just have just enough for people to understand what that page is about. And then also your keywords. As I mentioned earlier, you don't necessarily need keywords, but I'm not saying that you shouldn't use them, but search engines like Google does not use keyword as a ranking factor for your website. The robots, you want to make sure that if your global settings is not generic in terms of if it's not set to index/follow, which allows for search engines to follow and index your sites, then you want to make sure that you set it. And there are times when you have a protected website and you want to have certain contents for your members, then this is where you may want to block search engines from accessing that content. Maybe you have some paid stuff that you want to share with your users, then you can be able to individually change the parameters for this. And author, you can put your name or your website name. Content rights, put your name or your website name there. So those are very key things to remember. And if you're adding any type of image to your website, make sure that the image has an alt tags with it. I covered that before. But once again, your goal is to create awesome content. Don't be or write like other people. Write what's in your heart. When you write what's in your heart, when you express yourself, then that's the best way to go. When you do that, you will always create great content.